Greetings and welcome back to another installment of this program. In today's video, I'm joined by two gentlemen who are still students in the School of Accountancy. Today's video is titled The Unpredictable Journey. The reason for this is that many times students are faced with situations where things don't go according to plan. Right? It is up to them to pick themselves up and take themselves ahead in their journey. Right? Stay tuned and enjoy. First one is, do you prefer working from home or on campus?
Home, I'd say home probably, yeah.
On campus for me.
On campus, okay. Number two, which one do you prefer, Hall 29 or Old Mutual? It's a bit personal.
Old Mutual.
Old Mutual.
Yeah, I'd say Hall 29. Hall 29.
Hall 29, okay. The third one, on a Friday night, right, the week before a test or an exam, do you prefer studying or watching Netflix?
If I'm being honest, I'll probably be watching Netflix. Yeah.
I was probably be studying.
Studying, yeah. I think also with me, it depends on the pressure, hey? But like if I need to cool down, probably I'd also be watching Netflix. True, yeah. The next question is, which one is the least of your worries, auditing or manfin?
Definitely manfin.
Manfin.
Manfin is the least of my worries.
Is too much stress.
And the last question is, what's your favorite course or subject?
Financial accounting.
Financial accounting. Same here.
Financial accounting for me too.
Okay, so we have a lot in common. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first question is, at this point in time of the year, right, where do you see yourself at the end of the current year in your journey, or perhaps what steps do you plan to take to see yourself get to the desired point? Jabu?
I'm starting. So simply put, I believe, okay, I'm a CTA student right now. So obviously at this point in my journey, at the end of the year, I'd like to see myself having successfully completed the degree. And yeah, I've actually obtained the postgraduate diploma. So what steps would I take to reach that point? I think at this point, there's really not much I can do. I just have to put in the hard work. I just have to focus. But having started with the year, I've just realized that CTA is just a whole different beast. So I had to be flexible, and I had to realize that I have to adjust my approach in certain things, because it's no longer just about passing one module or like doing extremely well in one module. You have to pass all four and have a balance with all four. So I just feel like I just have to readjust my focus and identify my weaker areas, so like auditing. And I just have to spend more time working on auditing, and yeah, just try and pass all four, to be honest. So yeah.
Okay. And you, Mfundo?
All right, so for me, at the end of 2021, I see myself completing this degree firstly. But most importantly, I see myself in a completely new game, like in terms of my mental state. I'm doing that by sort of like working on my emotional intelligence, because if there's one thing I've realized about this degree is the fact that it's a mind game. And if you want to win it, you need to bring like an appropriate mix of academic and emotional intellect. And so it's for me this year, I'm planning on working on my emotional intellect. That's the elephant I've chosen to tackle this year.
Okay, good. And just to go back to the same question, would it have changed had we not gone into a lockdown or during this COVID period? Would your plans have changed, or do you think it would have changed? I know it's a bit of a tough question, but given the circumstances, do you think your plans would have changed had we been in normal times, or it would have still been the same?
I think for me, my plans would probably have been different, because I mean, the dynamics are different anyway. So I think even my approach would have to be different. It would have to match the dynamics.
Okay, true. And for you, Jabu?
Definitely. I don't think much would have changed. I just think in terms of the approach, yes, because I've had to really adapt to learning from home. And I think I've managed to do that well, because in terms of time management, I think it's way more structured. Whereas on campus, sure, you attend lectures, but then there's always that gap, because I don't stay on res. There's always that gap of getting home and then having to adjust to that life and having responsibilities at home. So now with everything being at home, it's just I can really manage my time and my schedule. So yeah, I don't think much would have changed. I think would have had the same goal, same approach probably.
Interesting. And then the second question is, what would your today's self say to you when you were in your first year? So essentially, what would you have done different given that the lessons that you've learned along the journey? Starting with you, Jabu.
Okay, so the advice I'd give myself, probably I'd have to come to the realization that the varsity experience is beyond just the academic aspect of it. I think I have to realize that I have to take more time to do the things that I enjoy, take more time out to myself, invest in myself, and I think I'd probably focus more on self-development, and invest in myself. And I think that is mostly what I would do differently. I think in terms of the academic aspect of it, most things would stay the same. My approach has always been the same. It hasn't really changed. But in terms of my social life, my personal life, I think most things I would have tried to actually focus more on that and yeah, just experience more and try new things. So yeah.
Okay. And for you, Mfundo?
Right. The advice I would give myself in first year is do not try to take everybody's methods and try to make them yours, because you're intelligent enough to create your own methods that are tailored to yourself. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how much this has set me back academically. It's actually quite shocking to me, hey? Because I've always been out trying to find the perfect study routine or the perfect study timetable, all of that. But in the end, I really just realized how fruitless and stressful it was, because I ended up just bombarding myself with this huge amount of information that I didn't even know how to process, you see. So I think the advice I would give to the current first years is that they should at least try and consult, more especially with their ATs, because I mean they're fresh out of varsity, so they know like the current experience with the dynamics of today. Exactly. So I think consult and have your ATs help you come up with a strategy that works for you, basically.
I hope the first years are listening to both of your guys' advice, because that's something I'd also tell myself if I was in first year as well. But yeah, I am.
You made it.
Yeah. And then the last question is, with this pursuit qualification, where do you see yourself within 5 years, or how would you use this qualification to make a difference in the world within 5 years? Kind of tough, I know, but that's why it's called the unpredictable journey.
Exactly.
Unpredictable questions as well.
True.
Yeah.
That's quite tough. I mean, I'm a very practical person, so I guess in 5 years I'm probably 26. At that stage, I would have liked to actually have obtained my CASA qualification. So I probably have some experience on the audit. But in terms of how will I change the world, I don't think I have any idea right now that would revolutionize the world and how we do things. So the biggest thing I feel like we create change through our experiences with people. So it's how you touch people's lives with every interaction throughout the day. So I feel like whether it be on the engagement team, at the audit client, it's just those experiences and yeah, just touching people's lives and just yeah, that's actually quite a hard question, but yeah, I think it would be more focused on the people that I interact with on a daily and just trying to change their lives and just bringing a smile to everyone's face and just yeah, spreading positive vibes.
Nice. And for you, Mfundo?
Right. 5 years from now, that would be 2026. Yeah. And yeah, I also see myself finally having registered as a chartered accountant. In terms of changing the world, I think I have a passion, like a deep passion of wanting to add value to particularly high school students, because high school learners. So I plan to do that by offering them like mentoring services or something along those lines. And also I see myself serving a broad number of high school learners through Sihle Kamvaletu. That's an NPO that I'm currently working on with my friends. So basically, we want to sort of teach them and sort of teach them things that the current school curriculum doesn't entail. So yes, that's how I plan to add value.
Okay, interesting. We've come to the end of the video. So I'd like to thank you guys for sharing your insights, your motivation, your opinions, your past experience. And I hope whoever watches this video actually learns from you guys, because I feel like it's coming from first-hand experience, because you guys are still students yourself, right?
Yeah, no, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thank you guys.